I believe the number one thing that holds a lot of people back is the fear of judgment, the fear of criticism, and that ultimately stems from two things. You're either fearing success or you're fearing failure. But we fail every single day. So I think that the element that a lot of people are not wanting to truly look at is what happens if you actually get absolutely everything that you have wanted. The reason why I'm wanting to share this with you is because most of the time, if you see any of the content that I put out there, I'm usually sitting in front of a camera with lighting and good microphone and a good backdrop. And here I'm just sitting by the pool and filming like this, as one of my very good friends of mine has been posting on YouTube consistently just in front of a camera. And if you are a man in business, you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to build a brand, but also you're looking to be working with people that are of the highest caliber, that resonate with the message that you're wanting to put out there, then you need to actually start to show up in the way that you would want people to be able to know who you are. And I think a lot of people don't want to do that. I think as a man moving through the midst of understanding what it is to be a man in modern society, a masculine man in modern society, how to actually lead a family unit with his lover, with his woman and his children, but then to navigate the battlefield of business and to understand what it is, who they should be working with, what they should be helping that particular target market with, what they should actually be offering, what's the right niche, and all of these things that you hear a lot of these business coaches and these gurus talk about. A lot of things and a lot of the push that I've been seeing and I've been witnessing is the perfectionism in a lot of people, the perfectionism in myself. And I think a lot of guys want things to look perfect. I think a lot of guys want things to be amazing because they don't want people to actually judge what it is that they put out there, the negative comments. So if you've never seen any of my content, you don't even know who I am. My name's Curtis Toffer and I'm an ex-Australian Infantry Army captain. I transitioned out of the military in 2018. And since then, I went into NLP coaching, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy. I then started to then become a life coach. I then realized that in order to run an online coaching business, you had to learn how to actually market. You had to learn how to sell, but more importantly, you had to learn how to connect different systems and software platforms together to reduce the amount of time in your day that you were doing things manually. So I then started a digital agency. I started to learn how to automate businesses. I started to learn how to actually generate leads, and I learned all that through Facebook. It was all self-taught. Never went to do any courses on how to do it. And then I then started actually helping service-based business owners generate more leads so then they can actually grow their business, hire people, and get off the front-end fulfillment efforts and sale efforts so they can actually spend more time with their families. Because as a young boy, my dad was a Boilermaker welder. He ran his own business. He was never home. And then when he was home, he was then just drunk and aggressive and demanding. And my parents didn't stay together. They separated when I was thinking about 5 or 6. So I didn't really have that healthy masculine role model to help me navigate boyhood into manhood. So I went to the military and I then obviously found a way to become a masculine man. But what I didn't learn was how to actually then translate that skill set into relationships. I had really poor relationship history, jumped from relationship to relationship, not really understanding how to actually be a masculine man in that context. Lost a lot of beautiful women and it destroyed me. I got to a point where I was taking drugs and alcohol 4 nights a week. I went to a really dark place. And part of my transformation and breakthrough was then understanding that it was all connected to childhood trauma and that I was then fulfilling a need of significance and love and connection and feeling worthy or good enough through drugs, through casual sex, through alcohol and partying, because I didn't get that when I was growing up as a kid with my dad. And when I started to then learn that and heal that, this is why I then run my military immersions. This is why I run my online coaching business. But I'm now at this point where I'm sitting here feeling into what the hell is coming up for me about just posting content and actually just talking. Because I talk like this all the time on Instagram. And if you've never been on my Instagram, you'll see all the content. It's at Curtis Toffer is the handle. But it's just really fascinating that I'm sitting here and I can talk to camera. I can just share what's on my mind and give still a bit of substance to it. And so I'm in this point now, this transitional point where I've been working with a lot of Australian-based service-based business owners, a lot of tradies, not many online entrepreneurial guys. Yet for me, in the first few years of my coaching business, I didn't really do much. Got to my agency to a point where I was only making about 90 grand. And in the first 12 months, so the first 12 months of running this movement and running this business, which was 90% automated as a solopreneur, I got to 1.2 million. And then in the last 23 to 24 was 1.6. Now I'm in this transition period from 24 to 25, where I'm wanting to actually step more into this role of being positioned as more of a board member or a mentor, or someone who can be sitting in the trenches with other business owners, other men in business, to help them with counsel. Not many men at the highest level, in my true opinion, not many men that are very entrepreneurial, that have the business acumen already there, want to be sitting behind a computer, watching and regurgitated YouTube content, wanting to scroll through a training portal and a platform. They're wanting proximity. They're wanting proximity to the person. And in this case, in my mastermind, it's to me. And the thing that was a big penny drop was when I was speaking to my mentor only yesterday, John Whiting, who made me understand and realize that a lot of people downplay their potential. A lot of people downplay their credibility. A lot of people downplay their expertise. And a lot of people then continue in business thinking that they need to be for everyone and for the masses to gain traction and to gain business growth. But it's counterintuitive. When you hear riches are in the niches, you need to truly understand who, based on your career capital, is actually going to be the most supportive, most lucrative, beneficial client for you to help them in their business, but for them to also continue to help you grow. It's like that saying, whenever you've seen that photo and that post when you've got a client, when you have offered them and pitched them something, and then they've turned around and they've gone $5,000 wide, looking forward to working with you. And then the $500 client's like, is there a guarantee? What's involved? What's included? I've got questions, etc., etc. The difference in psychology and the difference in their belief within themselves is vastly different. And if you are someone who has leverage from your experience, you've got career capital, you've made the million, you've made the millions, you've done certain things that your target market is actually wanting, then you need to start positioning yourself in that light, that they actually then look at you as the authority. I never did that. I still have not done that. I'm only starting to then realize this now as I'm talking live with you on this unedited piece of video that's going to go up on my YouTube account, because at the same token, any imperfect action is better than no action, right? But I've posted content to the wazoo on my Instagram about the immersions that I run. If you look at it, it's just military immersions content. There's nothing to show you that I've been able to automate businesses, that I've helped other men in my mastermind scale to over $1 million, to be able to make 100K within 2 days at a sales event that I ran, to be able to do anything, hire more people, to go from a 0 to a 5-man band, to have finally their first brand of their website rebuilt from my agency guys that I have to film, to then be able to make their return investment within a few weeks. There's nothing like that. So my key point for whoever's watching this, that is an entrepreneur, that is a business owner, you need to start showcasing your skills. You need to start showcasing the parts of you that make you you. You need to start showing up as the person that has the lifestyle, that has the things that people are wanting to aspire to have or to become. Not to continue to talk about the problem, but talk more about the solution. That there is the thing that I'm sitting here understanding, that imperfect action, not having to have gloss and have these edited, beautiful pieces of content, which has its utility. But to be able to be in a position where you can still provide so much depth and so much value in what you do. So start showing up and you will start to reap the rewards if you are consistent in the same messaging moving forwards, and to position yourself as the person that people would want to talk to.